The chat is open.
Yes, the chat is open. I don't know how far behind we are.
Otherwise, see on YouTube for the full Snyder commentary moment there.
Yeah, for the whole Snyder. And I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that for anybody that may have
The
been
whole
with
thing,
us
the whole
and
last
lost.
10 minutes verbatim. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry,
yeah.
it's from the recording.
So I just feel that the people that are really excited about the Snyder movie is going to be
The Snyder movie.
the sorely
Snyderverse.
disappointed.
So your prediction is disappointing. My prediction is surprise spellbinding.
Spellbinding.
Yeah, just
Well,
the contrary.
Yeah, and I don't really see. It's tough because I want to say like I get Snyder's vision. You know, he wanted this kind of dark. I mean, he has Superman kill somebody in Man of Steel, which is really the only thing that is not correct about that movie. You know, because Superman just doesn't kill anybody. But aside from that, that's fine. Creative licensings are what they are. I'm okay with it. But I feel like he missed the mark so much on Batman versus Superman.
Definitely.
So much. And the whole plot of them trying to like frame him for shooting all those people. Do you remember that? So the whole thing was Superman shows up in like some place in Africa. There's a bunch of dudes with guns. He comes and he saves the day and leaves, and then another group of guys come and like shoot everybody. And then
yeah.
Or something along those lines, and then they wind up saying, "Oh, it was Superman's fault. We need to take him to court. He needs to be tried."
Yep.
So Superman goes to court for shooting someone, a bunch of people, shooting them. This is Superman we're talking about, right?
How did
Yeah.
he shoot them, like by reflection, like the bullets bouncing off of them?
Yeah. Why? And how is he shooting people with a gun? Like,
Yeah.
why would he shoot people with a gun?
How does that occur even? Does he just throw bullets?
Yeah, and wouldn't you also be like, wow, that is so much not like the Superman that has existed. It's so
Well,
it's such
just
an
like
odd.
Ben Affleck's Batman, they gave
Being
him
a-
the goofiest costume Batman's ever worn in Batman history.
Yeah, that's. Well, I didn't mind his like paper mache look, because that's what he looked like. Look, he was wearing paper mache. Let's be honest. I didn't mind it, but I just minded the fact that he just wasn't very bright. I mean, they took basically what I would consider Batman's superpower actually is, and that is being able to plan ahead.
Detective.
He's a detective. He's like the world's greatest detective.
The planning ahead is a really good point. I didn't realize that, so you said that just now.
Yeah, I mean,
that
that's
is like his main skill.
it really is. He's really good at planning ahead, and they took that away from him. They took that
Several times.
Several times. Shit, I mean, Alfred was the one having to, find all the information for him, and he got outsmarted by Wonder Woman. He got outsnuck up on by Cyborg, and apparently, and that's the other thing is there's apparently much more
It's true.
Cyborg in the Snyder Cut, which I think he's a dumb character to begin with. I thought the way he looked was a little on the Artard side. He looked like a special pirate ship, Artarded. Okay. So I'm not very excited to see that happening. Thanks everybody who's come back in and can watch us now. The feed is up and running, so you can even message us, and we should be able to get it.
So you brought up something like that you almost glossed up over there that I think is pretty important. So my wife worked as a healthcare professional, helping to do training for developmentally disabled people.
That's fucking
And-
sexy, yo.
Like when the R word was taken away from like society,
Yeah.
there was no replacement word.
There's not.
Like-
no. Cancel culture canceled it out completely.
You gotta still have a word for that kind of behavior and that kind of like going about things when you're not. And you can't just say your friend's acting developmentally disabled, because then you're also way too many syllables to say friend there is going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's negative and that's about me, no matter what freaking phrase it is and how long you make it.
And you're also
Until you
saying
just
that they're disabled, right? You're basically telling them that they're less than whole.
Yeah, it's worse, and also it's like the whole thing is association. It can be any mouth sound, and if it's associated with those people feeling bad, that's what these people are trying to protect by policing this language.
Yeah.
But you have to be solution oriented and like
Mentally
like you
befuddled,
Said,
yes.
Are tarded. We still get the enjoyment of tarded, and what
But-
we grew up saying, what in the context we need it for. That you can't just take away our expression and our ability to explain something.
Right. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, I think, well, I mean, I think gay people in general, I think they ruin the use of the word fag for everybody in England.
Like they can use
'Cause
it
to
for
them it was a
themselves
cigarette, right?
celebratingly,
Yeah.
just like
and now I
the
don't think they're allowed.
N-word.
I don't know if they could say it out on the street without somebody getting offended.
They can with each other in celebration, just like the N-word.
Oh, right,
And,
yeah. They
and
could say
like
that.
we could, with a smile and a hug, like
Yeah.
endearingly.
I saw a
but
white
it has
guy.
about the context. We need a good context for the R word, or maybe it's just to say R-tarded. Maybe that's the new version of the word that they're going to be like. So we want developmentally disabled people to be enjoyable to like call each other like, oh, that behavior is R-tarded, without
Pamela!
feeling like they're insulting themselves or each other too.
Long time no see.
So we can all get along over that word. I think
Yeah.
you're onto something.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because words do. I don't know why people give them so much
Credit.
credit because
Yeah,
it's just a
mouth
word.
And-
sounds.
and-
It's the intention.
And
They
elderly-
put so much into it.
An elderly white guy created an entire argument based off why he should be allowed to say the word nigga because it's not nigger, right? So he was saying, oh no, look, this means if you say it like this, it means, you know, your friend, your buddy, your dude, a person. But if you say it the other way, it means you're, you know, being degrading to African Americans or black people or whatever you want to call them. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have
because-
black friends, and you're not going to catch that coming out of my mouth.
Right? Yeah, me neither. Right? I don't say it.
But if you were
I think
singing
it's
a song
offensive.
together
I'm from
with
Missouri,
it,
and I have all of my teeth.
Yeah, which means you ain't said it.
So
But yeah, you know, I mean, neither. And,
I'm one of the irregular people from Missouri. So you know,
and you know, there's all that craziness going on in Minnesota. All I got
oh
to
Minneapolis,
say is
oh my goodness gracious.
we here, the only type of racist we are is maybe like on the track. That's it. That's it.
It took
in
a moment.
In a car. That's the only
Yeah.
type of racist I am.
Competitive only.
Competitive only. Yeah. Aside from that, I do not consider myself.
Just nationalities of automobiles are all I discriminate against.
Oh, just as you could say it the first time on, but you need to say it in Crenshaw, in L.A.
Yeah, I guess that's
That-
true. If you're
that'll
gonna
go over well.
if you're gonna have the courage to say it, you might as well say it where you're gonna get the.
Was it Die Hard where they made him wear a sign out on the street? Do you remember Bruce Willis and they made him wear like a sign that said something really offensive?
I don't remember.
And then the dude was like, he's from some mental institute to keep
No.
him from getting in trouble. No,
I don't recall.
There is that movie does exist. I think it's Die Hard with a Vengeance, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yes, apparently.
Oh, okay. Hey, all right, there we go. All right.
Confirmed.
Jennifer Wright watching. What's up, girly girl? OMJ. So okay. So anyway, Snyderverse movie's coming out. I am going to watch it, but if it was so bad that they worked that hard to fix it, how bad could this actually be? You know what I mean? I don't foresee this movie improving. I see it basically either following along a parallel theme of mediocrity and probably a lot of slow parts. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
4 hours long. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not digging it.
I don't know. DC hasn't given me a shovel in a long time, so
But AT&T buying it and basically saying, look, we're going to go back and we're going to get all these people back together and we're just going to kind of restart this and we're going to get creative juices and take some of this, take some of these meddlers out of it.
Interesting.
I'm excited to see what they do moving forward versus, we're going to re-release the Snyder Cut. Nobody cares.
They've had plenty of opportunities to look at and study what Marvel's been doing right.
Yeah,
and make a
that's
couple
the-
changes.
Right, I agree. And yeah, Jeff's right. It's crap with an extra crap and a side of crap. and that's absolutely right.
Why can't we just have another Shazam?
that
See,
was terrible.
I hated Shazam, man. It was basically the Power Rangers. That's what bothered me. It wasn't
Yeah.
Shazam, it was Power Rangers. And I think they're rebooting Power Rangers, in fact. I've heard that rumor.
I thought they already did that.
They're doing it again.
Another one.
Oh.
Or it's going to be a new
For when
Power Rangers movie.
rebooting, your reboot hasn't rebooted enough.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? I don't know if you saw the original Power Rangers movie, but like the first half of the movie.
Like the
Is-
90s?
No. The most recent. The most recent.
No.
Where Raiden's like a 20-year-old.
Yeah. So the first half of the movie is actually like kind of badass. And then the second half of the movie, you're like, is this the same movie? Am I watching the same movie? Did somebody like lose a bet like halfway through filming or something?
It was
'Cause
weird.
It starts to get way too corny.
Yeah, for
real
sure.
cheesy. But it starts off very ominous, very realistic, very dark.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
I thought I was watching like a bootleg halfway through. I was like,
With
did I
Chuck.
get ripped off?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was weird, man. I had that same thing with X-Men 3: Last Stand.
Oh.
I don't like X-Men at all.
Huh.
That whole series, my
That-
whole problem with that was Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer did not want to put anybody in a costume because he thought it was dumb. So they never got in their costumes. And that's why. Only because his personal preference was that he didn't want to do costumes because he thought they were dumb.
I kind of like that at face value, but the execution.
Right. Face value, I think that's cool. And I think you could have done maybe a little something, but that, and I feel like he didn't focus enough on, I don't know, I just,
Like their
everything.
powers, like they could have just been whatever kids. Just
Yeah.
having a story.
And I don't ever think you got to see.
I don't
the
know.
right
I haven't seen
kind
that
of
movie. So I'm
development
just,
that I wanted from
Oh.
it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, they're. He went off to do some other ones.
we just need a Gambit movie already, right?
Yeah, and that was supposed to be in the works, and then that got shit canned.
That's like the character I feel like they've been sleeping on the most for the longest.
Yeah, they haven't done Gambit at all.
Well,
And
we
I don't think they've
watched
done him in any.
Such a cool
the
character.
last
Samurai.
Phoenix or whatever?
Yes.
Phoenix, whatever that was?
Yeah, First Class, Dark Phoenix.
Secondary Phoenix.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Another one, just awful.
God, terrible.
Awful.
Just absolutely horrific movie.
Like,
Yeah.
what was the specific point though? I want to. What's a? What,
The specific point of the movie or what was horrific?
Stevie.
yeah, like what was your
What up,
first
dog?
sign of horror, and when did the horror be sealed in for you?
Jungle
Almost
for
like the
life.
first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I want to know what happened.
It just sucked.
The
It's
whole problem, it just doesn't-
There's nothing that grasped your interest.
Yeah.
First of
Oh.
all, there was nothing that got you excited.
And I'm about to burst Jeff's bubble, actually. So speaking of, you just didn't like anybody. I started watching Ozark. I've been told, my buddy
Oh.
Jeff, he's really big into Ozark.
Yeah.
And I think if you really liked Breaking Bad and you liked Better Call Saul, I think Ozark is definitely for you.
Yeah.
I unfortunately didn't like either of those shows.
I don't feel like something that's stressful.
And the problem is I don't think any of the characters were interesting. None of the characters in Ozark are interesting. They're all very negative and they're all weird and they're all stupid at the same time. I mean,
Ah.
so I'm having a hard time buying what they're selling on top of not liking the characters. I'm on like episode 5.
That's like what I was afraid I was gonna think. So I haven't seen it for that reason.
How do you feel about Space Force then? Are you excited
Oh,
about
yeah.
that?
What is
Yeah,
Space Force?
We will fix that. We'll fix that. Space Force?
Yeah.
Steve Carell's new TV show on Netflix.
Yes. And it's about
It's
trying
about-
to go Space Force into
Steve
space.
Carell, like
Yeah.
the
From The Office.
awesome, yes.
Yeah, basically
the 40-year-old virgin.
He reprises his role as Michael Scott in Space Force.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I'm super excited for that. Like Stranger Things excited.
Oh, I love him in everything. This is great.
So
Yeah,
so
well,
this is out all of a sudden? I haven't heard about it at all.
It
yeah,
came out today.
yeah. Or last night or something along those lines.
yeah.
But I did start watching some of Lost in Space, and I guess they're going to release their final season. Only got 3 seasons, and it's very predictable, but it's not bad. I mean, it's well done. It is well done.
It's easier for it to be predictable knowing the plot for so long, too.
Oh,
When
Jeff's
I was
already
a
seen
kid-
it, and he's got opinions.
When I was little and my dad first told me
I
the
bet your
plot,
first opinion is it was too short.
I was like, that plot is amazing.
For
It's
what?
the best Lost in Space.
Yeah, I really like it. Which
But when I was a kid, I thought it was incredible.
you're like, this is
It's
incredible.
like, it feels kind of like tired now, but it's because it's just a classic story.
Let's pay some bills.
Yeah, we'll pay some bills. And then we're gonna expunge on that.
We're in desperate
Alright.
need of some toilet paper, so let's get the
Or expound.
Yeah, we've got some fresh ones
let's get the
celebrating
sponsors out.
Yeah,
Radio
let's go pay
Vegas
some bills.
5-year anniversary.
Hang tight, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Happy 5th birthday, Radio Vegas Rocks. This is Ann Kerfoot. I am in the drive-thru line at New Woo Cannabis Store right now. And I just thought I would call in and tell you guys happy 5th and that you're a bunch of cunts. Later.
Hey, it's Dennis Mitchell, host of Breakfast with the Beatles here on Radio Vegas Rocks, and I just want to take a moment to congratulate Crazy Jay on 5 years of keeping Vegas rockin' with one very cool radio station. I met up with Jay just before he put it on the air, and we've been close friends ever since, so much so he brought back the great online station LV Classic Rock, which we just recently rebranded to High Quality Rock. So hats off to you, Jay, not only on 5 years of keeping us rocking with Radio Vegas Rocks, but for offering 2 fantastic stations that Las Vegas desperately needs. Thank you, Jay. And here's to many, many more.
Hey ladies, when it's not raining men, it's always raining tacos at Juan's, Flaming Fajitas, and Cantina during their daily happy hour from 3 to 7. If things get a little too hot from their authentic Flaming Fajitas, you can visit their outdoor dining area and cool down with 1 or 2 Corona Ritas. If you're feeling spicy, be sure to order one of my personal favorites, their fresh tableside guacamole, which goes perfectly with their homemade chips and salsa for 1 or 2.
Visit Juan's Flamin' Fajitas and Cantina on Facebook or in the real world at 9640 West Tropicana. Proud supporter of the Rockin' Comedy Show for 2 years and counting.
Big or small, they do them all. It's Motor Mission, family-owned and operated machine and radiator shop. At Motor Mission, they offer complete radiator rod and repairing, rebuilding, replacements, and manufacturing all in-house. They also provide complete machine shop services, including engine rebuilding, valve jobs, surfacing, milling, boring, honing, balancing, thermal cleaning, blasting, hot tanking, broken bolt removal, antique restoration, and much more. If you need a custom radiator with electric fans and a fan shroud built for your custom project, they can do that too. Motor Mission works on anything foreign and domestic for autos, industrials, RVs, heavy equipment, power sports, antiques, marine, racing, street rods, hot rods, stationary gen sets or power units, and large mining equipment. Motor Mission is at 5435 Desert Point Drive. Call 702-649-2366 or visit motormission.com.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.Rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.Rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.Rocks app.
Yo, and welcome back to Two Clueless Dudes with Mad Mike in the Hang. So, why don't you put this in your mouth?
Yeah. So these are
Sparkling unicorn.
Thanks to
Kaleidos.
Jeff. He found these and thought, oh, they should put this in their mouths.
Finally, a good snack like the watermelon cookies you guys brought
Do you
last
know what
week.
Were you
those
not
are-
happy
No one
about
ate
that?
them. I couldn't get anyone to take them from this barbecue to another barbecue. I couldn't get people to even smell them. Watermelon cookies were the worst.
They were bad.
Repellent. No one would even
So,
try them.
These
The
are
cotton candy cupcakes were good though, and they got neglected.
They got
these are the
neglected.
Kaleidos.
Kaleidos. That's okay.
Unicorn.
You're
Well,
from
I'm from Missouri. Like I said, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that going.
The
Sparkling
sparkles.
unicorn cookie.
Yeah.
So
and
the sprinkles are so good.
you know what they look like? Do you remember the treasure trolls that had the little diamond on their bellies?
Yes.
That's totally what these look like.
Yeah. Oh man. And the cookie looks like it's pink on the wrapper, but there's actually a lot of brown to it there. It's almost like velvet cake. Highly
Kind of.
recommend. Of all the wacky stuff that's come into this place,
That's good.
this
That's
is
decent.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's not
Magical
bad.
confetti cake batter flavor.
That's not bad at
it's
all.
one of the better things you've made me put in my mouth.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, so we were talking about Lost in Space. So they released a list of the top-rated sci-fi shows ever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start. We're not going to cover all of them because the
Fun.
list goes on and on and on and on. But so, for example, Orville, the Orville.
Oh yeah.
I like the Orville. It came in at number 31 of all time.
Okay.
Stargate Universe, SGU, came in at 30th, which I actually never saw. Westworld came in at 29, which I found kind of to be interesting. Dark Matter came in at 28. Now, Dark Matter only had 3 seasons, and the first 2 seasons were amazingly good.
Was Orville good? I heard it was really good, and the premise
Orville's
and
awesome.
I feel like the promo was really bad for it because I just
Highly
kept sleeping on
underappreciated.
it.
It's so good.
Is it on Netflix yet? That's the problem. Is it just needs to be on the Flicks and I'll get
I
it.
think it's on Hulu.
All right, I can Hulu it.
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu.
I got that Hulu.
So
now.
next is a show that came out in 1995 called Sliders. You guys remember that?
I adored Sliders.
Right? That was actually like a really good show.
Yeah, my mom and I used to watch it together growing up.
And
I
that
was
got
like a teenager.
That got 5 seasons.
oh,
5
so
seasons.
good. And that dude, he was in something else before that was really cool. The dude in Sliders.
Yeah. Wasn't he? Didn't he? He went on to do a bunch of other stuff, didn't
Yeah, and before Sliders, he was in some other sci-fi thing that my mom loved, and it's driving me nuts that I can't remember it. It was like,
he? Sliders does your cable.
yeah, let us know in the chatty Wombus.
Yeah, Dark Matter and Orville. Great shows. I'm really surprised to see them so low. 1981 version of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I never saw the 80s one.
I had no idea.
I'll just take the last of the row.
I had no idea that there was one that came out in 1981, but I did like the most recent one with,
Yeah. Most Def.
yeah. So, great. That was great. So that's number 26. Torchwood came out in 2006. That came in at 25. Now, I've never even heard of Torchwood. That's interesting. It was a spin-off of Doctor Who from this.
Oh.
Now, here's one that I totally agree with, and I honestly think it should be actually higher. Because one of the time that it came out in 1988, and it was called Red Dwarf. And it was a British show. And it is amazingly good. Amazingly good. I mean, it's hard to watch now, I guess, with a lot of the modern stuff, but really good show. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came in at 23. Which,
Interesting.
You know what? It's a great show, and I think that's a great place for it. The one that I feel is low on this list, really low, is Stranger Things. They come in at 22.
Really?
Yeah. Stranger Things is just... okay. If you minus the last season and just do those 2 seasons, it's got to be a top 10er for me.
Yeah, definitely.
With that extra season in there, maybe I could see it like 15, but... Okay, so they're
I'm just ready for it to start.
Yeah. I'm ready for it to give us another one. 2009 premiered Warehouse 13. Show actually that I didn't see.
Yeah, I mean.
Eureka came out in 2006.
Oh, Eureka's Castle?
Nope, it's just called Eureka, and it is I think it has to do with like the sheriff is the only normal person in the town.
Oh, yeah.
That came in at 20. Quantum Leap,
Yes.
19. I'm kind of
Yes.
surprised. I think that
Scott
would be
Bakula.
Scott Bakula.
Quantum Leap was one of my favorite shows, too.
And his Star Trek Enterprise is on there, but way lower. But yeah, very good.
Have you guys rewatched Quantum Leap? Because I'm wondering if it holds up.
You know what?
I've
haven't.
rewatched Star Trek Enterprise.
How was it? That's when I got to put
It was
on
actually probably one of my favorite Star Treks.
With
that
Scott Bakula?
That was the one
Yeah.
that raised me. Oh, not Enterprise. I was
Next Gen-
thinking of
next-
Next Gen, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch Enterprise, too. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Star Trek Enterprise, fantastic show.
It'd
The
probably work in
Expanse?
place of a podcast. I bet you can, like, listen to it and tell what's going on pretty well. So dialogue-based.
So The Expanse came in at 18, and that was by Amazon Prime. It was an Amazon show.
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't seen it. I think they've got 2 or 3 seasons.
You're
out
big
right
into
now.
Amazon too.
I got Amazon. I got the Zon. And
Yeah.
here's one that's really interesting. I'm sure you guys remember. 1994, Babylon 5.
Babylon
Oh,
5. Yeah.
Babylon 5 was interesting because I thought it was a cool show that got the plot got too like convoluted for me as a kid to kind of comprehend what was going on, and then it just kind of like that, and they had like this weird race where everyone looked like Napoleon. It was weird. So I don't know. Futurama comes in
I
at
know
16.
exactly what you're talking about.
Right? Like I say Napoleon, you know the alien. 1999 is when Futurama came out. I can't believe that came out so long ago.
In a
No
league of its
kidding.
own.
It really is. Star Trek, there it is, Star Trek Enterprise, number 15. I
Yep,
thought it was
there you
lower.
go.
It's actually higher. Scott Bakula, and that came out in 2001. God, I can't believe that came out so long ago. That's incredible.
20 years ago. That's nuts, huh?
Then the original 1978 Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the robots in that
Mm-hmm.
show were so funny.
Edward James Olmos. Then Fringe, which is a show I've never heard of. It came out in 2008. That's 13. 12 is Farscape. Do you guys remember Farscape? It was a sci-fi
No.
show. 1999. It had a few seasons.
Oh, I remember a little bit when you said 99. Yeah.
Stargate Atlantis. That came out in
Yes.
2004. That's number 11. The Twilight Zone, 1959.
Yes.
That's number 10. So now we're into the top. We're into the top 10.
That's the double swoop.
Whoa. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is number 9.
that one.
And I can't even argue with that. And Odo passed away recently, which is a real bummer.
The shape-shifting janitor.
Yep.
Security, I mean.
Yep. And then Star Trek Voyager comes in at 8.
I agree.
See, I don't know if I agree with that. No, what I did like
I haven't
about
seen
Voyager,
Deep Space Nine,
Deep Space Nine was
so I
better
haven't
than
seen
Voyager.
it. So I can't
it's
speak on
better than
it.
Voyager, right?
Easily.
I mean,
But-
I would have to say so.
I've seen all of them, but Deep Space Nine, and Voyager is a fantastic
My problem
season.
with Voyager is
Or
at
see,
least the first season. It's super effing slow. It's
Well,
super
you got to
effing
get
slow.
into it though.
Deep
But-
Space Nine.
That's just like the brand new Star Trek.
But DS9 stays
Discovery.
awesome.
It started up a
Yeah.
little slow.
It has something that none of else has. None of else has.
None of else.
And it's like a village that stays there. They
Yeah.
don't explore.
Yeah.
They're just an outpost. Yeah, I love it. Makes it like a Wild West thing.
Yeah, kind of. It's pretty cool. It's kind of has this cool feel.
Frontier.
But I did like when Star Trek Voyager got into was it Seven of Nines?
Oh,
I think when
yeah.
they found when they come across the
That was a
Borg,
great plot
like the
line.
outer fringe of the Borg, and the Borg have their enemies that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. X-Files comes in at 7,
Now you want to talk about confusing?
1993.
Try watching that as a kid.
Yeah, with the smoking man.
Yeah.
And you
Man.
never know if it was actually aliens or if it wasn't. You know, Mulder believed and then Scully didn't believe, right?
I feel like this category needs to be split up between the space and the non-space sci-fi. It feels like it doesn't go together.
I know, it's kind of all over the place. Because next is Doctor Who.
Yeah.
1963 Doctor Who came in at 6. Top 5 Star Trek, the original series, is number
No.
5.
It's
like-
actually quite terrible to watch.
It's probably
It's-
up there because it was
Influential.
it was basically
What's
ahead
his
of its
name?
time.
Gene
Simmons.
No.
something
Roddenberry.
Roddenberry? Yeah.
Yeah.
Roddenberry.
Dingleberry?
Dingleberry. Like not good, and there's
Well,
not as
he's
many
involved in all of
seasons. There's
He's-
not
yeah,
as many
all of them
seasons as you would think
Yeah, I
there
think there's
are.
only like
there's only like three or four,
yeah.
maybe 5 seasons at best. For
I
the,
think Next Generation was more true to Roddenberry's dream.
Yeah, I agree. But I think it was such a huge foundational piece. It's like, honestly, if you go back and you look at some of the Star Wars, 4, 5, and 6, they're not really all that great. I mean, the production's not that great. Some of the lines aren't that great. Some of the storylines kind of weird. But you
well,
would
the production
love
is
the movie.
definitely
Yeah.
not that great.
But you love the movies, right?
Yeah.
And it's not because it holds up great now. It's because of what it's created. And I think that's the
I
same
don't know.
thing for Star Trek.
I'm a Star Trek fan. I've watched almost all of them, and I tried watching the classic series and
So
found myself
in
fizzling out.
2004 released Battlestar Galactica.
So, yeah.
So that's actually on here twice. That comes in at number 4.
Yeah, I feel like Sliders and Quantum Leap and Twilight Zone and Black
Yeah,
Mirror
they
don't go with all the Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, X-Files too. I think those are all
Yeah,
kind of good
exactly.
push.
Yeah.
Stargate SG-1 is number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Star Trek: The Next Generation, which you have to agree with. Even if there were some episodes that were like dirt slow, like I really didn't like all the ones that took place in the hollow rooms.
Yeah.
Those
They were
this-
kind of fillers.
Yeah, they were
'Cause
fillers. That's
They
what
were
they
ones
felt.
that you could shoot cheap with cheap leftover props.
Yeah.
And throw anywhere in a season to pad a season if
Yeah.
you're running out of time for the long to shoot episodes.
Yeah, and
like
I-
they were written for that.
I think you're right. It was a season pattern. Absolutely.
Maybe so.
They were dope patterns,
I
though.
was gonna say maybe I could devil's
want-
advocate.
They were
but,
really exciting to see the first time.
Do you want to make a guess as to what was number 1?
The number one.
Oh, this is fun.
Number
TV
1
series.
stunner.
I don't know. I mean, you've
Wait, I
listed
want to
so
guess.
many.
Oh,
Holy cow!
there's some major ones he missed though. Like he didn't say Black Mirror. I don't know if it'd be number 1 this quickly though.
It could have been Swamp Thing. Remember how big Swamp Thing was? The original Swamp Thing?
Yeah. it was
Number
not.
one.
I'm saying Black Mirror.
Jeff actually got it. It's Firefly.
Oh.
Firefly was rated the number one sci-fi show, Jeff.
Nice.
Number one.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, this
Good
is for you,
job.
Jeff. I activated the spinny lights for you.
Wait. Wait.
Mike doesn't know what the buttons are, so he's just hitting some.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you want these 3 rows.
Okay.
Just so you know it.
I'm just randomly hitting buttons. Okay, so yeah, so Firefly, which came out in 2002, and I think it only had, 2 seasons? And then they canned it, Fox canned it, and it was amazing. And the movie that came out subsequently, Firefly, or Serenity, Firefly Serenity.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that was also, what's her name? What is her name? She played the
Betty.
the karate lady. Why can I not remember her name right now? She was also the lead for Sarah Connor Chronicles,
Oh.
which were amazing, which actually are on this list. So was the X-Men. How funny. The X-Men TV show. What was her name? Oh, interesting. Daredevil, the 2015 Daredevil came in at 40. Summer Glau. Summer Glau.
Oh, Glau Glau.
Yeah, Glau Glau.
Glau Glau.
And that show, Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, another one that got cut short. That was really good. That was number 35. So there you go. Why don't we get into some History's Mysteries?
History's Mysteries. All right.
You're listening to Two Clueless Dudes.
And while
History's Mysteries. Like that $20 you say I owe.
and while we do this, our good friends at On the Rocks
Oh my
gave us some
goodness.
samples, and we're gonna give them a shot.
Yeah. So History's Mysteries, way back from this week. 2018, Starbucks closed more than 8,000 stores early for racial bias training after 2 black men were
remember that.
wrongfully arrested in a store in April.
I remember that. So these are Mai Tais. They're pre-mixed. You're supposed to put it on ice, but we obviously don't have any ice. It would melt in here. It is made with an exclusive rum blend and natural flavors. I don't know what's so natural about it. It also comes with a warning.
Don't drink if pregnant?
How did you know?
I don't know.
You've done this before.
Social distancing.
Woohoo! Kampai.
They smell yummy.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it's actually stronger than I thought it was going to be, too.
Yeah, it just made my nipples hard.
Wow, it's actually 40 proof.
Good boy.
I'm
That goes down
surprised.
easy, but surprising.
Yeah, it's easy but surprising. Not bad.
It's like you feel like it's going to kick more, and then it rounds off at the end.
So check out On the Rocks Premium Cocktails.
2017, Tiger Woods was arrested and charged with driving under the influence in Jupiter, Florida.
Did you see that? Did you see his mugshot?
Yes, I did.
God, what an awful mugshot.
Yeah.
He looks like
You should have saw the
homeless man on
picture.
meth.
You should have saw the picture of his arrest. All right, in 18.
Thanks, Bama. Cheers. Yeah, we should share. I'll bring some of these. Okay, are you even allowed to drink yet, Jeff? I don't want to be responsible.
It's really good. In 1868, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to impeach President Andrew Johnson. Do you know why?
He shagged somebody's mother. He's a mother shagger.
No. Maybe.
Maybe. We cannot confirm nor
Johnson
deny.
removed Secretary of War Edwin M. Stanton after political conflict and the rupture of ideologies in the aftermath of the American Civil War, a violation of the Tenure of Office Act. The House vote made President Johnson the first president to be impeached in the U.S.
What do you know? What president number was he? Like 75? 106?
You should probably ask Siri.
Let's seriously guess real quick. What president number
Andrew
was Andrew
Johnson?
WK?
Andrew Johnson. Okay, so let me cheat. In
No, don't cheat yet. Let's
1868,
guess. It's
Yeah.
1868.
I'm
I
going to
guess
say
he
he
was
was like the 6th president.
I'm going to say
the
eight.
6th?
Yeah.
Number 8.
Stop it. Are you yanking on me right now?
Oh. 6th, maybe 7th.
Oh, way higher number. You guys both get a second guess.
Okay.
I haven't
8
even
was
guessed.
wrong.
I haven't even guessed yet.
Well, it's
Um,
more.
I
Wait,
would-
you said an 18
later than
what?
8.
1868. And you
Died
said
in
6.
Okay, hold on.
75.
So, Lincoln was what, the 9th president?
16th.
Lincoln was the 16th? So then you'd have to be
That's
the
a
17th.
strong. Yeah, exactly.
If he was the 16th, then you'd have to be the 17th.
Yeah, this is true.
Because if your timeline's correct, that would have been right after the Civil War.
Well, it would have been.
Yeah. So that would make, obviously, he would have been a. Somebody, he lost his head.
Hey, Siri.
He needed to be president.
involve
like he
her.
needed a hole in the head.
How dare you?
don't you dare involve that woman.
So what do you think? What's your number? What are you thinking?
Oh,
Throw out a number.
But we already
we
know.
did?
Yeah, 17th was
Oh,
correct.
17th was correct? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, sure. I knew that.
that's why you got the ding ding. Is it because you didn't get these? Now you
That's
know
what-
you're correct.
See, now I know.
Now correction is known.
Like we gotta have the shiny lights. Gotta have the shiny lights.
Spinny fellas.
1977. The Sex Pistols released their rendition of God Save the Queen, sparking major controversy and leading to a ban of the song by the BBC.
The band was called the BBC.
No, it was it was banned by the BBC, but
I
But they
heard
were a
band.
band.
I
Because
thought
the
you
sex-
meant banned by.
the Sex Pistols did their version of God Save the Queen, which
Oh,
is
that's
the
right.
English.
Was that guy's Johnny Rotten? Was that his name for the Sex Pistols?
True.
I
Right?
really don't know. Is that it?
Well, yeah.
Of course, of
Johnny-
course,
Of course it is.
of course it is.
Yeah, he's still alive, isn't he? Is he still alive? I think he's
No.
crazy. No. Did he die?
No, I just said that.
Who knows?
Got a rat
nobody
problem.
I'm so confident about it too.
All right. Al Young becomes the first person executed as a witch.
Sid Vicious.
Yeah, I said that right.
So it's not Johnny Rotten. It was Sid Vicious.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
remember Sid Vicious.
sound like
He
the
was a
same name,
WCW wrestler.
Bob Newhart.
he was.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart.
It was Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
That's
Did
right.
you know Bob Newhart was actually played by Neil Young?
What?
Yeah, who played? He was played by Bob. Bob Newhart was played by Neil Young, who was being played. Who was acting as Neil Diamond.
Oh, so basically, when Neil Young imitates Neil Diamond, it looks a lot like Bob Newhart.
Yes. Wow. Yes. Incredible.
It's incredible.
Incredible.
We're gonna
So-
say Alcee Young.
If you haven't seen Elf, that's the plot of Elf.
Yeah, it is.
Who hasn't seen Elf? Like who in this
Gotta recommend Elf, you guys. You gotta get around to seeing it.
green earth has not seen Elf?
That's true. It is a must see.
Alcee Young becomes the first person executed as a witch in the American colonies, which she is hanged for in Hartford, Connecticut in 1647.
Dang. 1647. They were doing witch hunts.
1647.
You see that? If you think that society is bad now, folks,
Yeah. There's,
you forget where we came from.
true.
What's crazy
Bitches being
is
hung over there.
a lot of the kids
Was that
were
in
sick
Salem?
from influenza. This is Hartford, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Which, Salem is in Massachusetts, so it's in that area, right?
Oh yeah, it's in that area. Yeah, influenza was a big thing. So there was an outbreak
I
of
know
influenza.
everybody was doing it.
They were snorting their influenza,
Yeah.
and
It's all the rage at the parties.
that could have been the reason for her being hanged, is because of her coughing.
Oh, and they thought she was spreading the
She might have had the
magical
devil.
disease.
The devil in her.
How interesting.
In 1930, the 1,046-foot Chrysler Building in New York City was the tallest man-made structure of its time. Opened its doors to the public to its 961,000 tons of structural steel, 391,000 rivets, 3,828,000 bricks, and 10,000 light bulbs, and 3,800 windows were in that Chrysler Building.
That's a lot of rivets. That's a lot of bricks. 3 million bricks? Dang, that's nuts.
3.8 million bricks.
3.8, so almost 4. Jesus.
Yeah. You could have just called it 4 million bricks, and I wouldn't have had to go through all them numbers.
It's true. Or you could just said mini bricks.
Like
I-
Lego.
Imagine
Every
like,
of the bricks.
the exact number of bricks. Like, man, that's hard to nail down.
Yeah.
Something that big.
That's something that for Rain Man.
Yeah, they've got to have extra
That would be
bricks in the
something for
basement
the Rain
somewhere.
Man.
Yeah.
Spares.
Right, you gotta have spare.
In 1977, a New York City judge fined George Willig 1 cent for each of the 110 stories he climbed of the South Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City.
When was that?
1977.
Okay, well, so that was expensive, but not too
It
expensive.
was $110.
Which
Whatever.
would probably be like $400 or $500 today, something like that.
Easy.
Okay.
No, it would have been $1.10.
Oh,
Like I said, Missouri.
Missouri.
2003, actress Angelina Jolie, at the time 26, divorced actor Billy Bob Thornton, 47, due to irreconcilable differences.
What do you think those differences were? Because
I
he's a
have
weird bird, but so is
no-
she.
I have no clue. Maybe she wanted to drink the blood that they had wrapped around each other's necks of each other. I don't know. She's a weird one.
I think she my guess is I think she wanted the kiddos, and I think he did not want kiddos.
Yeah, she
That's my
collects
guess.
Yeah,
children.
because
She does. She
I
has
was gonna say
quite an array.
She's hoarding
Yeah.
children, like some people are hoarding toilet paper.
It's true. They got a
Child
lot.
hoarder.
It's true.
Her and the Bradster.
That felt like a child hoarder sound. Sorry,
I
took
agree.
me a minute.
I agree.
Could you imagine meeting Angelina Jolie though? Like,
Whoa.
could you envision
would
like
be
what
just
you
like
would
that.
even say? You'd be like, "Hey, weird chick."
If I met
I
Hi.
wouldn't
Angelina
start that
Jolie-
way.
You wouldn't start like how? What would you say? Because she's a weird one. though.
Madam?
Madam.
How art thou?
How art thou?
Yeah, it's Angelina Jolie. You have to be all formal and shit.
If I met her, I'd be like, hold on, I'll get to you in a second. Let me just take care of what's really important to me, and then I will turn all of my attention onto you, and you will be so thankful for it. That's what I would say to her.
I always tell people they're going to be super thankful for it. Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah, that's right. Under
I
promise.
got nothing. I'd rather meet Billy Bob Thornton.
Right,
I think.
I have to agree with Jeff. He says she probably took a look in the mirror and said, "What the hell am I doing with his ass?" And I have to agree. He is an ugly man. I mean, she went from Billy Bob Thornton to Brad Pitt, who I
Who
don't
is
care what you
probably
say.
one of the prettiest men in the world.
He's some serious man meat.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I can't deny that. So I feel like that was definitely a huge upgrade. But how do you start there?
Well, you got to start on the bottom. Now you're here.
I get right, yeah.
I don't
Nice.
think
Oh, on the top.
even as vain as she can be, I don't think it's about like the Brad Pitt body. I think it's about those like swimming pools for eyes he's got. You just like
Get lost in 'em.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I mean, the whole Brad Pitt package.
Do you have like a
The way
favorite
he
Brad Pitt
talks.
movie?
Fight Club.
Yeah.
I really like Fight Club too.
Oh,
But
wait.
Is he really in the movie though?
But
You guys, what's that jewel heist one where he has the dogs and he does the accent?
Is that Ocean's 11?
No, it's
No.
The jewels get the gems.
Oh, you're
Jewel
thinking of
run the-
Snatch.
Snatch.
Oh,
right.
amazing movie.
Yes, Snatch.
Snatch is amazing. I've got to get him to watch Snatch.
Oh God, that's the best Brad Pitt.
But
He's
it's-
so good in that one.
It's so fast,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
worth seeing a couple times.
the humor is very dry and witty,
Yeah.
but it's quick.
Yeah,
And I
It's
think
one to pay
it's
attention
too
to.
quick for him.
Well, you got to settle down with Snacks and actually get involved.
Maybe we could
You have to
maybe we
commit
could
to
slow the
Snatch.
movie down a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotta commit.
Get some Scooby snacks.
Oh, one of the best.
U.S.
movies ever.
President Andrew Jackson in 1830 signed the Indian Removal
Inglorious
Act.
Bastards, a great movie actually.
It is a good movie.
Yes,
I have it.
He did a really good job.
We
in
should
that.
watch it.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, another good one he was in. Like it's
That was
hard.
okay.
I didn't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know everybody loved it, but
I haven't seen it yet. It didn't do it. It just
it didn't do it for me.
the,
Let's see it
the
together.
trailer
Yeah.
didn't do anything for me. So
I don't know,
whatever.
sounds cool. People say good things.
All right, in 1830, President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act, authorizing the Army to force the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole tribes out of Georgia and surrounding states, setting the stage for the Cherokee Trail of Tears.
That's who I thought you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said I think he's like the 6th president. Isn't Andrew Jackson like one of the early ones? Super early ones? Yeah. But you were talking about Andrew Johnson.
Yes.
And I totally brain farted.
You guys, Garfield was the first one to ride in an automobile.
Was he? Oh, he was? No way. And
Did he get stuck in the? He got stuck in the whatchamacallit in the
Elevator?
tub. He got
Bathtub.
stuck in the bathtub.
and
Did
like
he?
lasagna.
Yeah.
He was dramatically fat.
Yeah.
And he got shot.
No.
Garfield?
No, I think he got shot and survived. Yeah.
Didn't know. I think he
Was-
died.
Was he one that?
I think
died from
Garfield
it?
died. I think Garfield died.
Will somebody let us know
Well,
whether or
well,
not
no.
President Garfield
I
died?
really
Yeah.
think Lincoln was the only other one that died from getting shot, and Garfield
Well,
lived. through it.
Reagan got shot and lived.
Yeah, I think Garfield's the other one.
JFK almost lived.
We'll learn
So
together,
close.
Yeah.
JFK was so close.
Yeah. I'm not
So
even for
close.
sure how to approach that, so I'm just gonna leave
No,
that
you're
one
right.
alone.
He died when he was shot. It just took
as a
him.
result of an infection.
Yeah, it took him a few months afterwards to die. But that
Okay,
did
he
do it.
died from an infection, probably from the wound.
Yeah, it just took a minute.
Wow.
All right.
1881 is when he passed away. Huh? That's
Yikes.
crazy.
Oh, this is
Boy, that was a very
fantastic.
tumultuous time. The
Talk about
1800s.
scandals. Here we go. In 1972, White House plumbers
Lighthouse
first
one.
broke into the Democratic National Headquarters at the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Do you know what that was about, Mad Mike?
Hell yeah. That
What
was
hap-
all about them Scooby snacks.
That's right. They released all
them
them Scooby
DMC,
snacks.
them DNC were hiding them Scooby snacks, and they had to go get some for their own.
If it weren't for those meddling
which
kids.
president was that got in trouble?
Oh, that's easy, bro.
Oh yeah.
Everybody knows who that was.
Oh, here.
George Washington.
Yeah, cutting down them cherry trees.
The OG. Cutting down them
OG.
cherry trees.
OG president.
Sneaking into them Scooby snacks for Watergate.
Badass colonial president.
Yeah. No, it was Nixon, and they started the impeachment, and he resigned.
Yeah.
And then Lyndon Johnson took over, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Look at you with your knowledge. Woo!
Bro, I got this.
Throw water on this guy. He's about to overheat.
Dang, you ain't kidding. Actually, that's actually very true.
19,
It's hot. I'm dying.
1959.
Drink more, Mike.
Monkeys Abel and Baker took off 300 miles into space on Jupiter.
What?
On the Jupiter missile, becoming the first animals to be retrieved from a space mission.
That should scare folk. Because they're just the first ones to be retrieved.
That's right.
How many monkey and
You
dog
caught the-
carcasses are out floating around in space, and some alien's gonna find it and be like, what in the literal fuck are these people doing?
I'm contacting PETA.
Yes.
Right? We're gonna get hit by space PETA. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Watch, 100 years from now, space PETA is gonna show up and just shut down the whole planet.
You guys, Russia was in a mad race
Oh, Gerald
to
Ford
be,
took over, not Lyndon Johnson.
Oh, yeah. The first to launch all these different animals into space, even though none
Lyndon
of them
Johnson was
survived.
Ford's vice president, if I remember correctly.
It was just the race to put different things into space, whether they survived or not.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Because
so-
Russians were doing it too.
Russia put
So you got-
dozens of dogs into space that all burned to their death.
Jesus.
We burned a couple monkeys, but we always tried to bring the animal back.
Well, at least we tried to do
Yeah.
the right thing.
You know, if NASA knew that you called some of their astronauts monkeys.
Right. And we
there-
don't mean that as a
unfortunately,
racial slur.
There
We do
was.
Have you
there
guys seen
was
the
a
new
few that-
spacesuits?
Yes, they're incredible.
The new spacesuits for the launch that got
With the-
postponed. They don't look real. They don't look real at all.
With the communicator just like Star Trek on it.
Oh, and they canceled the launch. It's supposed to launch tomorrow. But can you imagine how pissed would you be having to wait in there for over an hour? Just sitting there, doing nothing, only for them to tell you, it's not going to be today, dude. Sorry.
They might postpone it again because they lost another prototype in a massive explosion. It might not be related to this, but it might make them delay it.
Oh. Well,
It's a
that's not good.
Starship SN4 launch prototype exploded after a static engine fire test 5 hours ago.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So
But
these
it's a
things are
test.
still blowing up.
Well, the thing is, SpaceX blows them up in the tests. The one the astronauts are going up in has been tested pretty good.
So you don't think that one will explode?
No.
When was the last one that exploded? Was it Challenger?
That was back in.
That was a while back, right?
Back in the
3
80s.
minutes ago-
That wasn't.
Yeah, 3 minutes
wow.
ago, The Verge announced
They look like racing
the
suits.
launch still happening. So I have a feeling that the launch is still going to happen at this test, and explosion is kind of unrelated. These helmets, though.
Yeah, the
Look like
helmets look dope.
Legos. The shoulders, though. Man, the shoulders look so future.
They do.
These lines.
They look like racing suits.
Yeah, it looks
Like he's about to hop in his NASCAR.
so much less bulky. I wonder if they inflate when they need pressure in there.
Yeah, and the launch protocols are brutal, man. I would be so pissed if I had to sit through all that, only to have to sit through all that again. Like, get
Well,
me
if
into
you've ever been
space,
in the
bro.
military, it's hurry up and wait. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's not something out of the ordinary to be sitting there waiting your ass off for nothing.
It's true.
American pharmacist Dr. John Pemberton invented and began to advertise Coca-Cola in 1886.
Yeah.
Originally called the Pemberton's French wine Coca, but in that year he was forced to make a non-alcoholic drink, which he named Coca-Cola.
Because of the
Good
cocaine
doc.
in it.
The good doc sold the rights to the Fortune 500 company just before his death.
Oh, wow.
It did
boy.
absolutely have cocaine in it, though.
It did,
It
yeah.
did absolutely have cocaine in it.
And
yes.
it was actually, and it was even advertised to children,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Do you know that they
Well,
still...
it was
To help them test. and
yeah, I mean, it was in just about everything.
Improve your mental acuity with cocaine.
Well, the cocaine that goes into Coca-Cola now, like the actual cocaine goes into pharmaceutical drugs, and then like there's another coca leaf remnant, I forget what, that they still use for flavor. So it's basically like de-drugged cocaine still in like Coca-Cola.
De-cocaine to cocaine?
Yeah, in a way.
Well, it's like the decaf.
It's the decaf
It's
Coke.
cocaine decaf.
No, not Diet Coke.
I wonder if you can get that from your local dealer. Yeah, I'd like some Coke. The decaf, please.
In
Yeah, just put stuff on
1868,
this. Have nothing happen.
Columbia. Columbia was in 2003. Jeff has looked up for us. A Challenger was like in the 90s?
Discovery
Or 80s.
was the other
86,
one.
yeah.
No, just Challenger.
Yeah, Challenger was
Columbia.
the one in 86 that had like the teacher on board.
Yeah, and then didn't Discovery happen in the late 90s?
And then Columbia was in
don't believe so.
2003.
Okay, maybe Discovery is just fine. I'm cursing it.
Discovery was the name of a Star Trek show.
True. That's also true.
1868, Decoration Day, now called Memorial Day, was was first observed. And by the way, thank you all for your servicemen and women, home and abroad, for your sacrifices that you all do. And may we always remember the warriors that never made it home to their families. We thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
A drink for our homies, our lost space homies. I drink to you, lost space homies, out there floating around as space debris, all my space dogs and space monkeys.
Space homies, they're only in space.
And space chimpanzees and probably the space fleas that were on the chimpanzees.
Space homies, they're only in space.
And didn't they, didn't they put like those little microscopic
Tardigrades.
tardigrades, that's it.
Yeah.
On the moon? I wonder how
Did
they're
they?
doing.
Oh.
Tardigrades, if you can hear us, why don't you call in or just text in, let us know you're doing okay.
You know, for the record, I've been watching some more space television,
Cool.
and maybe we
That means he just
did.
stares at a blank screen.
Maybe we did land on the moon when we say we did.
Maybe.
We did. I don't think that's something that. Why would you fake it? That's what I don't understand. Like, why would you fake something?
To
Like
end the
so
Cold
much more
War.
expensive.
that? Way
Yeah,
more
but
expensive.
the
To-
technology for
to
video
end-
production then was so astronomically expensive. It was like,
I have one easy answer for that. It would be to end the Cold War.
But it didn't.
yeah, it totally
Well, it
did.
didn't. I think it took like 3 years.
Only the
But
end of,
it
didn't- Cold War
eventually-
didn't end until the Cuba standoff, right?
For sure.
Which was much later.
Yeah, and like other countries, the big thing is that other countries that had no interest in like supporting us with it, even the Soviet Union like agreed that they saw it go up there,
Yeah.
like with their own radar and stuff. So it's just too corroborated to be that hard to. It's like Occam's razor hardcore there.
So that makes you, if we were to die by catastrophic event, be it asteroid, meteor, supervolcano, massive earthquake, I guess, would also
Well, we do live on a
Supermassive black
major
hole.
fault.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, what do you think or the moon finally leaving our orbit? So what do you think would be, and then obviously the sun, going supernova. Which one do you think is most likely to end life on this planet? Completely.
Well, a rock hitting us for sure.
You think that's the most likely asteroid?
Not as likely as like
Well,
a
if the
rogue,
moon left,
Or even it could be disease or nuclear
a rogue
winter.
human entity getting a big enough following to orchestrate something with like a crazy
aka
weapon.
Zeus.
You think we'll
Like
kill
group-
each other?
Group mass hysteria led by like one cancerous person.
Yeah, to the Berlin
that has
Wall
the
coming
right
down,
access to the right weapons is a candidate. So that's like one possibility.
So you think the greatest possibility to ending life as we know it on Earth is through human means?
Yeah,
What about you?
close though. I don't think that's like. I think there's
I
some
would be the
contenders.
most
You would
afraid.
split your bet.
Yes, exactly.
I'd be most afraid of being hit by an asteroid. I think.
I think that's up there.
I would say asteroids probably got to be either that or the
we just had
supervolcano.
Super volcano. Is
We
a strong
just
one.
had a
yeah.
NEO, a near Earth object.
Yeah, it was like millions and millions of miles away.
Like
wasn't it?
what was it? Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They kept it fairly hush hush, but if you had a telescope, you could see it. It went by us.
Keep it down now.
You know what I mean?
This is scary.
It was serial.
Super
It was
serial.
it was super serial.
But I think an asteroid. Okay, so if I had my choice, I would want to die by asteroid. If I had my choice, my druthers, I'd rather die by asteroid.
I want
Try
to freeze
have
to
a s-
death. Freeze to death. Freeze to death.
Okay.
Holla in the chat. F
Freeze
in the
to
chat.
death.
Holy cow! Yeah.
Freeze to death. Okay, so if I
Put
ever
in the
have
chat.
to,
How do you want to
Freeze to
die?
Freeze to
In the
death.
chat.
Freeze to death. F
Let
in
us
the chat.
know.
The Yellowstone caldera could do it. I absolutely agree, Jeff. I think to me that seems the most realistic to me, but
It's on the list.
it's definitely on my list. And that I would absolutely not want to die from massive volcano eruption. That sounds
No.
awful. But freeze to death is my choice for self-suicide. If I ever, if I
What?
ever have to, hell yeah, I'll just take a one-way
Just
ticket
because
to
we
Alaska.
live in the desert, have you ever been to the cold? Do you know what the cold feels like?
Well, if it's cold
and you
enough,
want to freeze to death?
it happens quicker, and then you fall asleep.
You just fall asleep,
yeah.
bro.
It's
Done.
You can euthanize small animals that way.
It's a less violent way of dying versus heat stroke. Heat stroke is awful.
Yeah.
Heat stroke is absolutely awful. So if I had to choose, obviously freeze to death would be great, but I will take a giant asteroid that basically mimics a massive nuclear explosion that takes everyone out.
Really fast incineration.
Great histories, mysteries. What else you got?
All right. In 1970, the 7.75 Ancash earthquake off the coast of Peru kills approximately 70,000 and sets off the world's deadliest avalanche still to date.
Damn, 70 G's.
Jeez, I can't imagine that
That's
many
a lot.
people.
An
And where was
earthquake
that
at
in Chile?
7.75
Oh, Peru, you
off
said.
Peru. That's
Dang.
crazy. All right, last one.
And when they asked it what it was doing there, it said it
1974.
was just perusing.
In 1974, the
I'm going to
Heimlich
hell for
maneuver
that.
was rescued. I don't even know what I'm reading. The Heimlich maneuver,
Is that Heimlich Day?
yes.
The Heimlich maneuver.
I don't know what I was trying to write, but basically, it's the first published journal in the emergency medicine. Heimlich maneuver was first brought to attention.
Have you ever had to-
1974.
Have you ever had to do the Heimlich maneuver?
No.
I have.
I
On
know.
a cruise ship.
I remember your story of the ungrateful Heimlich person. That was on one of the first episodes.
Yeah, on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the first time. That was actually the second time.
Wow.
What happened the first time?
We're
I need to
preparing.
know.
It was at the Monte Carlo. And if Pamela Espinoza is still on, Pam, she knows I worked at the Monte Carlo for many, 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 many years. One day, I'm just chilling in the employee dining room, watching TV, eating my food, minding my business. The guy at the table next to me worked at the spa, probably just an attendant. Young guy, early 20s maybe. He starts coughing. I look at him. I go, none of my business. I look away. And I still hear him coughing. I look over and his face has turned purple. And I look at the guy sitting right next to him watching this happen, who happens to be the head chef of the Monte Carlo.
Oh.
The head chef. The man. And he's just staring at the guy. So I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, seriously? So I get up, I walk over to the dude, and I give him the old Heine lick. Woo! And something So it's funny because he can't. It doesn't like come like some people think it comes flying out of your mouth. It doesn't actually do that. So it kind of like just kind of partially came out, and the kid was able to like grab it and pull out, and it was a piece of broccoli. That was like a really stringy broccoli that had caught in his throat. He was like, "Dude, I thought I was gonna die. Thank you so much." So he was really appreciative.
You saved his life.
I did. I saved his life, and we were friends since that point. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's nothing like the ungrateful Heimlich person that was like, didn't even thank you.
Yeah. That. What was his name? I think.
Did they give you a Medal of
I
Valor
don't
or
know if
anything
my
like
wife
that?
is still listening, but I think his name was Mark. No, they didn't.
They give you nothing?
No, but the head chef pulled me aside and was like, "I don't know what happened. I just froze." I'm like, "It's okay, man." He's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "It's cool. It's cool." He's like, "Man, thank you for being there," and then walked off, and I never heard anything else of it. But the HR director was purely Satan herself, and she hated my guts.
You met my ex-wife?
Yeah, and she worked at the Monte Carlo in the HR department. Yeah, and his name was Mark. My wife is confirmed. His name was Mark. Yeah, that was, and their whole family was weird. Their whole family was weird. But anyway, I digress. What else you got?
That's it.
Woo!
Might be a quick Bob Thornton hour.
There it is. Yay.
You're getting
That's all
it.
you get. That's all you get. All right, let's go ahead. We're a little over our time, but we do have to pay our sponsors because we have to say thank you to them, and they give us money to keep the lights on.
And to give us toilet paper.
To have our awful air conditioners that we've got right now, but we will rectify that. And also a great thanks to On the Rocks for providing some nutritious cocktails.
Ever notice how sometimes classic rock isn't classic? Classic is supposed to mean the artist has been around for a while and done a thing or two. Welcome to High Quality Rock, the undisputed best artists and songs in rock and roll history with no posers and no slog. Only the best of the best rock music with pedigree that didn't come out of a comic book. Great music 24/7, excellent programs all week and every weekend. It's basically the only rock music station you need, and it's at highqualityrock.com, now included with the free Radio Vegas Rocks app.
Nut rub
from Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great. So there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah! Thank you so much. I'm so proud to become.
Thank you, Ball Wash, and visit them
Ball.
online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having
They
so
have
much fun.
they have
already popping these.
shampoos and they have soap. And
I'm
they
very
have,
excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more
There you go.
excited.
Twist and pull.
He had
twist and pull.
he had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right, I don't grab things that are lubricated. All right, give me a break. All right, it smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell pretty
you do?
good.
You can?
Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you. So you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean,
Well, this is nice too.
yeah, see, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. Tonight, let's put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See if we can get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash. Use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Hey, it's RadioVegas.rocks. Check out Sin City Lovin' Podcast.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up. Don't look over here. I'm gonna pull up the.
I don't want to look over there.
No, but I
don't
want
wanna see a
everyone
blue
to see
waffle.
your face.
Is it a blue vagina? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
That's
hold on.
disgusting.
I want you to see. I want everyone to watch your face because this is their first time.
Oh my
seeing
god,
this.
I'm so nervous. So nervous. I'm gonna hide my face.
Don't look yet.
Oh my
let me pull
gosh,
up the images.
so
Hold
gross.
on. It's so. Okay, you ready?
No.
Wait, let me get it. Let me
Dude,
zoom
am I
in.
gonna puke? I ate breakfast
You
this
might.
morning.
Hold on, it's pulling up.
I'm
Are
like,
you
"No."
ready?
I was like, no, I'm not giving BJ's.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not
Are you
ready.
ready?
I don't want to look.
You guys ready? You want to watch your face? Okay, gotta look. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
Oh my god. Oh, that is disgusting.
Exactly. Tell me.
Oh, I'm seriously gonna throw up. Oh my god.
Tell me you don't show that in health class and people will stop having dirty sex.
That's Sin City Lovin' Podcast. Every other Wednesday, 9 a.m. on RadioVegas.rocks.
Why do we love the Golden Tiki so much? How about the handcrafted tiki drinks made with freshly squeezed juices, homemade syrups, and top shelf booze? These aren't your cruise ship pre-mixed cocktails. These specialty drinks take time and are for the true cocktail enthusiasts. Located in the strip mall in Chinatown, it's truly a hidden hideaway. Well, hidden if you don't know the address, it's 3939 Spring Mountain Road. This place is what my tiki bar dreams are made of, an adult version to Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, complete with alcohol-infused Dole Whip and dirty talking birds, with drink names like Navy Grog, Terrible Twisted, and Dirty Banana. And last but not least, a shot of empathy named Kraken. These drinks will have you back and back again. From the kick-ass atmosphere, hidden Easter eggs in the bar, like Bigfoot's footprint, and don't forget to rub the golden dong for good luck. From live music to DJs that will make you feel like you're on a tropical vacation. The Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road. That's the Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road.
Listen up, the soap you shower with, you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men.
You guys love tacos?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, right? Yeah.
Love tacos.
I
That's
don't
my
care-
spirit animal.
I don't care what gender you are, or, we love tacos, right?
Sexually identify as a taco.
Yes! Whatever, man. But, since we all love tacos, we all need to know about Pinche's Tacos. And do you know where it's at? It's 9205 West Russell Road. It's an awesome place for lunch, dinner, or both. Here at RadioVegas.rocks, we love this place so much that if you mention us and order a blood orange margarita, they will give you a free gringo taco. What? Free gringo taco? Yes, that's right. That's what I said. And you know what else? It's like, okay, you're like, well, I don't really feel like driving over there. They have 2 locations, bruh. 2 fucking locations. But you need to get in on this deal. You must visit the Russell location. I mean, yeah, that's where you gotta go for the free gringo tacos. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're just like, I don't have gas for that, but I have money for tacos, just go to the other one. But yeah, Pinche's Tacos, because who else doesn't love tacos, man?
Your new favorite internet radio station, RadioVegas.rocks.
Welcome back to Two Clueless Dudes with the Hank and Mad Mike.
Oh, he cut me off.
I am Cornelio.
So what would you do
Hot Pocket
for a Hot Pocket? Well, around 3:30 in the morning, San Diego police were dispatched to a Wells Fargo bank branch on 346 Euclid Avenue after a burglar alarm had gone off. Responding officers arrived to find a broken window near the bank's drive-thru. Okay. The alarm company told police that the surveillance cameras inside the branch captured a man inside the break room and using the microwave. After about an hour, officers broke through the front doors and located the man inside. The officers took him outside and arrested him. The man told 10 News, breaking news tracker, that he had entered the bank just so he could microwave his Hot Pockets. When asked if the Hot Pockets were worth it, the man responded, "Hell yeah, it was worth it." Police did not release any further details on the incident.
I wonder what kind of Hot Pocket it was.
Right? They don't
Breakfast?
say.
Why was the bank easier to
Pizza.
break into than it was to go into the 7-Eleven and
Right.
use the microwave?
This is a man that obviously
Maybe
doesn't know
7-Eleven's
his
microwave was down, bro.
Oh man, this
Right.
bank sucks.
Maybe he was just having a really shitty microwave day. Maybe his broke, so he did go to the 7-Eleven, only to find out that theirs broke. Or maybe somebody was hogging the machine, and he was like, "Screw it, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
use."
Maybe
the
there was
one in
like
the bank."
7 people in front of him, and he's like, "Oh God."
You could have broke into anywhere else.
Yeah.
That was less secure. You know what I mean? Like you went to the most secure building you could possibly find and broke into that.
Yes.
There has to be. This has to be a cover.
And it took him an hour to get in, which means he hung around. He hung around in the break room. Well, they caught him in the break room. He didn't go anywhere else. He just went to the break room and had himself a Hot Pocket.
How do you even know? He just, I'll find a microwave in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, the lady cleaning the bank was probably cleaning the bank.
Like, and how would you know that there was a hot? How would you know there's a
You could
microwave
smell
in
it.
there? A microwave.
Oh, I can smell when a microwave's running. Like when
Would
one's
you,
cooking.
do you think you just walked up and been like, you know what?
There's
I
a
bet you
microwave
they've got
here.
a microwave.
Yeah, I can
I
smell.
know it's a bank. It may be a bad idea. It may be federal time. F it.
F it.
I'm in.
Right? Yeah, because I mean, isn't breaking into a bank like even if you don't steal anything, just breaking in B&E to a bank is that worse than regular B&E? I don't
It's
know.
a federal offense.
For
Federal
sure.
versus
It's definitely worse.
like a misdemeanor or something like that.
Misdemeanor or felony.
It's a misdemeanor.
Mrs. Wiener.
Anytime you break and enter, it's a felony. Okay.
And that
Just
was in
know
San Diego, by the
Okay.
way. That was in San Diego. If I didn't clarify, I might have. Yeah, San Diego police. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that you knew that that was San Diego. Okay. Well, with that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about ways to stay safe during the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh yeah. Okay. What you got?
Let's call it the Corona Sutra.
Oh.
Enterprising Swiss sex workers have devised some inventive ways for their colleagues to service clients sans spreading the coronavirus. By doing the deed a doggy style or reverse cowgirl. The opportunistic courtesans drafted the guidelines in hopes that Switzerland will lift the temporary ban on sex work enacted 2 months ago over COVID-19. Both aforementioned sexual positions allow for safe social distancing between faces during hanky-panky, according to sex worker advocacy group Pro-Co-Re in Switzerland, where sex work is legal. They claim that flesh peddlers can reduce the likelihood of contracting or transmitting the virus via water droplets and that are inherent in going at it missionary style, face to face.
Oh.
So in March, New York City officials released guidelines for pandemic sex, because that's not weird, right? Oh, great, my government is now telling me how I can bang my wife. That's fantastic.
Pandemic sex.
Declaring masturbation is the safest way to avoid coronavirus, and denouncing sex acts like rim jobs.
What's that bacterial load? You don't
Thank
wanna
you so
increase
much,
your-
Andrew Cuomo, for that insight on not giving rim jobs.
Want to watch out for your microbial load.
Yeah. And you know what? You might as well just masturbate in the street.
Yeah. Just
Why
come
not?
to it.
Isn't that weird? You'd get arrested for that, but yet, like in San Diego, you can shit in the street, but you can't masturbate in the street.
You can't shit.
It's because you have
You
intent.
can't have it one way or the other. You know?
It's where you draw the line of intent.
You can't get rid of any fluids in the street.
Yeah, in San Diego. In San Diego, they made it legal for homeless to defecate on the
sidewalk.
on the asphalt.
Yeah, because they mailed all their homeless here so they can get away with that. They don't have any homeless. They just shipped them to states where they don't know how to survive when they're dying.
Yeah. So there you go. Right now, they say there's no evidence that those positions can mitigate the risk of contracting COVID-19. I think it needs to be tested. Is what needs to happen.
We need to test these
I'd be
maneuvers.
willing to make
Yeah.
a test subject.
Yeah. So, and then the other proposed
Where do you
COVID-avoiding
sign up?
measures include airing out rooms for at least 15 minutes after each steamy session.
Why, you got to do that anyway.
Washing bed sheets and a temperature of at least 60 degrees, and requiring sex workers to wear face masks while working.
And pee
so
right
that
after.
means
totally.
no blowjays, just handies.
And pee right after.
The old handos.
Yeah, you always want to pee right after. You don't want to let that build up.
Yeah.
You can get bacteria.
Right.
Male or female.
Yeah. You got to make sure you stay hydrated so you can
Yep.
urinate.
Yep, it's true.
That's very true. So we're just gonna kind of keep this theme going. But you know what? That was in Switzerland. Okay, we're done with Switzerland.
Let's not talk about Switzerland no more.
This is the thing, folks. We're international.
Yeah.
We're worldwide.
Yes, we
We're
are.
not just telling you the news of Las Vegas. That's boring.
Yeah.
You turn on any TV station and find out what's happening here. I'm trying to give you the news around the world. Okay? Our scientists are hard at work coming up with actual, factual, scientific data to completely agree with everything that I say ever.
Dudes worldwide.
And I appreciate them.
We retroactively research agreeing with you.
Exactly. So, this is interesting. A sex fantasy gone wrong.
Oh.
Two men with machetes
Oh, yeah.
entered the wrong house in New South Wales, Australia, before quickly realizing their error. One of them actually has now been acquitted of entering a home armed with a weapon in July of 2019. They had been hired to carry out a client's fantasy of being tied up in his underwear and stroked with a broom.
What?
I shit you not. This is a legitimate news story out of Australia. The judge concluded the facts of the case were unusual.
Yeah.
The role play was arranged over Facebook by a man near Griffith, New South Wales.
This is a great prank.
Who provided his address to the hired pair. He was willing to pay $5,000 if it was really good, the judge said. However, the client moved to another address 30 miles away without updating the two men. They entered a home on the street of the original address. When the resident noticed a light on in his kitchen at 6:15, he assumed it was a friend who came by for a daily morning coffee.
Is that what you call it?
Can you imagine two dudes breaking into your house with knives and then they stroke you with a broom? How do you
tied up,
recover
you
from
think
that?
you're going to be robbed, and then you just have a good time.
Anecdotal.
You're like, all's well that ends
Exactly.
well.
We are AEN.
You know, it turns out okay, you guys, you're good chaps. All's well that ends well, I understand. I'll pay you anyway.
So the men called out the name of their client. The resident turned the light on, removed a sleep apnea mask he was wearing, and he then saw them standing above his bed with the machetes, which they appeared to have brought as props for the role play. When they realized their error, the pair said, "Sorry, mate," and shook the resident's hand, according to the reports. The two men drove
wasn't
to the
his
correct address, where the client noticed one man had a great big knife in his trousers and asked him to leave the weapons in their car. The client then cooked bacon, eggs, and noodles, and a short time later, the police arrived at the property, found the machetes in the car, and arrested the hired pair. The judge ruled that the evidence did not suggest the men's actions were intentional. Well, it was intentional. It was just intentional to the wrong house. They carried the machetes either as a prop or something to use in that fantasy. He said that fantasy was unscripted and there was discretion as to how it would be carried out. It was a commercial agreement to tie up and stroke a semi-naked man in his underpants with a broom. Entry was not with intent to intimidate.
Who's going to pork a broom later just to compare this?
It's like,
F in the chat.
of all of the weird fantasies that somebody could have, and this is a male.
And you just happened to hit the same guy, a different guy, and that just is like, oh, you know what? I love a broom handle.
No, not the handle, just brushing.
He
like
got stroked.
Yeah.
They just wanted him to
sweep the wiener.
He wanted them to enter his home with knives and then stroke him.
Sweep him off.
With a broom.
You know, well, I mean, it's
Put your hands on my staff and say my name.
Well,
Sweep him
we
off
have
his
these
feet.
Vive organic shots.
Ew. Sorry.
It's for immunity boost.
Yes. And we're going to try them on air. And if we die, Waz will take over.
Yeah, get
So
ready.
it's now, you know what's funny, Jeff? I know Jeff is listening in. This would be zero problem for him, but it does contain cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
And as Jeff knows, I do not do well with spice. Not like what that man can endure. It's ginger root, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and black pepper. And it's a lot of black pepper. So, and I didn't realize how brutal black pepper can actually be. So we're going to give this a go. We'll let the cameras take a look here. But it should help our immune system. We're protected
Yeah.
against COVID-19, y'all.
It's Dr. Crafted.
I think this is going to go great with my Mai Tai.
All right.
Oh, yeah, have it.
We ready?
All right. Smells like.
I hate you.
Smells like grass. You're welcome.
This time so well.
Oh, God.
Oh, those faces. See the faces at twocoolestdudes.com.
Woo!
You look cleansed. Oh, wow.
Oh, I hate you. You're a piece of shit. Our friendship is terrible.
It's even worse because it's hot. Like in the room.
Have your cookie, safety cookie.
Safety cookie.
You can't have your cookie and eat it too.
Oh my gosh.
Chaser cookie.
Well, I will tell
Jennifer
you.
Wright, we didn't die, but boy, it was close.
It's that's hot. Like if you stuck a habanero up my ass, kind of hot. Like it's hot. Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Ugh. Whew. Jennifer Wright says your facial expressions were everything. Yeah, I hope we entertained you. That was awful. Hi, Mom. Occasionally, my mom hops in and makes sure I'm still alive.
Oh, that's god awful. Oh my god, that's painful.
Whew, that was.
All right, so
what do you got?
Have you ever been in the movie theater and somebody just kicks the shit out of the back of your chair?
No, but that did happen to me at the Huntridge when I saw Godsmack.
So
Paul Arnold can attest to this.
This is some feller who decided he wasn't going to take it anymore.
Okay.
I was out to a movie with my friends last night.
He's not
We come and
gonna
sit
take
down,
it.
and I realized pretty soon that the girl in the row behind us has her
No.
feet up on on my friend Dave's seat. She's there with one of her friends. So David turns around and says something like, do you think you could maybe put your feet down? So the response was something I didn't hear, but the feet didn't go down.
They said gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook. A few minutes later, Dave said, hey, will you get your feet off my chair? It's extremely rude. And they still don't budge. So I tell David that he should go to find an employee and to get them to talk to the girl. He does exactly that. And after, man, this is so spicy, I can barely talk.
It's brutal.
Like it's hard to actually
Like you can
make
feel it trying to
words-
breathe.
Like it's hard to actually put words together right now. So where did I leave off? He does exactly that, and after a couple of minutes, an employee comes and talks to the girl. She is obviously pretty peeved, but begrudgingly agrees to put her feet down. After the employee leaves, she simply just puts her feet right back up. At this point, I'm pissed off. Why is it so important to you to have your feet up on someone's chair? You're just being a brat. So I get out of my seat, walk up 2 rows, sit down in the seat directly behind the girl, and stick my foot in the back of her chair and push it forward. They both turn around and try to say something to me, but I can't really hear them since the movie had started by this point, so I just say, just watch the movie. I kept my feet up the entire movie. It felt like I had done wall sits for 2 hours, but I'm so glad I had did it.
Did she? I wonder if she kept her feet up the whole time too.
Probably.
But that's good. Just desserts.
Yeah, that's how you go to the bathroom better. I'm not talking the squatty potty. You want to turn around and put your feet up on the back, so your feet are like above your shoulders.
Oh my God.
It's way easier to poop that way.
I totally thought of an invention to help married couples or partners or girlfriends, whatever. It has to be male or female, really, for this to work.
This is for plural marriages only.
Yeah. How for them to go potty at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, you install. So there's a toilet, right?
Okay.
You just need to give it a little better foundation, and the woman will put her legs, her feet, on the top of the toilet seat, not the toilet seat, but where the water
and you
is.
pee in between her legs.
And then she has like a little guardrail that she holds on to.
Okay.
Right, so she's above you, right? And she's holding on, and she can pee down, and then you could, because you stand to pee, so you could still stand and pee and not hit her, because she's above you, see?
Right.
Pointing
So
down.
romantic.
Right, so then everybody can
And
pee
then
at
we
the
could
same
pee
time.
together, and it could be a thing.
When your
And
pee
then-
touches, when the pee mixes together, it's
He's
like
6'10".
Now all of a sudden the Top Gun song plays. Do do
Yeah.
do.
We had a buddy named James
It's a
who's
holy
6'9",
union.
6'10", is huge.
Yeah, it's like the hands doing the clay and Ghost. It's like that romantic.
Right? I think I'd sell. I think I could sell 1 million units.
Oh yeah.
I don't see how I couldn't.
Hey, we're gonna watch Top Gun 2.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like when we were camping and we had to flush manually, and I know that my poop touched one of my friend's poop.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would never stop thinking about it.
Poo buddies.
Yeah.
Poo
Forever.
Our poop's touched.
For life.
In fact, speaking of Top Gun, Tom Cruise, I guess NASA gave him the go-ahead to film on the actual station. The ISS.
What?
The International Space Station. Yeah.
So Tom Cruise is going to go on ISS?
Yeah. Apparently they fully support him going up there and doing whatever he's going to do.
Interesting.
Probably for another Mission Impossible
He's going
movie.
to break his ankle again?
Dude, I'm so pumped. That man does some very impressive stuff.
He
And-
does his own stunts.
And he's doing a new Edge of Tomorrow is coming out. Live, Die,
Damn.
Repeat. Again, Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever it's called.
Huh.
Amazing. The movie, the first one was amazing. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Great movie. Okay. So, anyway.
I'm
I am
sweating.
unicorn crashing so hard.
Are you really?
Yeah, like between the caffeine crash from the Red Bull and the unicorn cookies, I'm like,
So,
With the cayenne
I'm
and
wafting.
ginger.
Okay, so all of my buddies out there who got pools, who think
Wafting
just
hard.
because the corona, they're going to be able to go out to the pool. Well, guess what? Coronavirus has other plans. Geneva, in an effort to prepare people for the new normal of life under a continuing threat of COVID-19, the World Health Organization issued a warning Thursday indicating the contagion would make blowing water through a pool noodle into your friends' faces a relic of the past.
oh, I
quote,
missed that.
The use of using a long foam tube to squirt liquid into the eyes, ears, or mouths of an unsuspecting fellow swimmer is, unfortunately, an efficient vehicle for spreading disease. And so we must accept that the novel coronavirus could mark the end of this cherished summertime ritual.
Oh man, it's been a minute. Good times.
There was a statement from the agency, read in part, clarifying that even if participants were fitted with personal protective equipment and pre-screened with infrared thermometers, it was unlikely that blasting your sister's suntanning friends with pool water would ever again be a safe activity.
Pool noodles are way overpriced
Quote,
too.
while the playful gesture is deeply ingrained in our social experience on a global scale, it is difficult to imagine that we will ever again inhabit a world where we will hear a buddy laughing and say, "What the fuck, dude?" while water splashes across his face, or in which we reply, "Dude, we're just having a good time. Why you have to be a dick?" As such, it is essential we begin readying ourselves for a future in which pool noodles are used solely as flotation devices. The statement went on to indicate that the WHO was still working on guidelines to determine whether squishing your palms together on the surface of the pool to make a small stream shoot out of the water would suffer a similar fate.
Could you imagine if they made that illegal in the pool?
Blowing
That-
through a pool
that you
noodles?
couldn't.
Right?
Have you ever done that? Do you know how to do it?
I've made it illegal. I've punished others.
What?
Yes. You don't get me wet against my will when I'm in the pool. You don't do that.
Respect.
That's right.
I feel you. I feel you.
Respect.
I feel you.
Don't let your boy.
I see how that is. So, before we get into the news story, we have watched almost the entire first season of Altered Carbon. We have one episode left.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it's crazy between the sleeves and all that other good stuff. Like this movie, or not movie, this TV show, I feel is very well put together. It definitely has plenty of action, keeps your attention. Of course, I know you're going to come up with something smart because I almost fell asleep a while ago.
You did.
But it's a really cool TV show. I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to.
What?
Space Force.
Space Force.
Like,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We'll be finishing the last episode of Altered Carbon, but we'll also be starting Space Force, I hope.
Yeah.
That way we can stay on cue with you guys as well. That way we can all kind of watch it together kind of deal.
What I liked about the first season of Altered Carbon as a whole, it's just good acting.
Yeah,
all
there's
around.
good. Yeah, it's true.
Just really good acting, and the premise is so eerie and believable. I mean, really, they do a good job of making you kind of understand what's happening. Now, it's a super intense plot, and it's very complex. But once things start to unravel, you go, "Oh my God!"
But you kind of have to remember stuff. It's not as, I mean, you kind of got to work for it to remember what's going on. Like,
yeah, we'll talk Space Force.
We saw her use her bionic arm today, and that's kind of the first time they've brought it up since she lost her arm.
Well, she actually used it in that fight in the arena.
Again, with Samurai.
No, in the arena. When they fought the crazy-looking monsters.
Okay.
She had it then and showed her like.
Well, I know she blocked a samurai sword today, and my thought was like, holy hell, how did she do that? And then she crushed the one chick's
sternum.
Whole, yeah, basically sternum, crushed her inside out or outside in, inside out,
sideways.
But I was like, how did she do that? And you're like, bionic arm. You don't remember? And I'm like, oh yeah, but they don't. They could have. I think they should have used that more.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Coulda,
but
shoulda,
actually,
woulda.
they do use it more. You just didn't pay attention.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they did use it more.
Bionic sleep.
Okay, so one of the things that I want to talk about is we need to start our own seltzer company, guys.
Seltzer.
We need to.
Yeah, I agree.
And let me tell you why. My friend Dan Duran
I drink so much seltzer.
Double D's Nuts was kind enough to kind of make a post about it, and I saved it. So here it is in Malternatives is what it's called, Malternatives. So here you go. The number one seller was White Claw Hard Seltzer.
Oh, okay.
Even just the soft seltzer.
At
fruity seltzer.
$1,048 million.
You know what? White Claw was nothing, and then it was. Like, nobody knew what it was, and then poof.
The next
there was
one
White Claw.
is Truly, which my wife's had some of those. I don't like the taste of seltzer, to be honest. Truly was $438 million, so less than half again. Truly, it's another hard seltzer.
Flat Perrier, you guys. You leave it out, you let it get flat. It's basically water. Flat Perrier.
Flat Perrier, yeah. Twisted, $395 million. Smirnoff came in at $370 million.
There's no way Smirnoff's still in the...
I'm not kidding you. Mike's Harder is $345 million, while Mike's Hard was right behind them at $268 million.
Now, Mike, how do you like those?
The Mike's Hards are decent. I've never tried the Harder, but the Mike's Hard is decent. I can't drink too much of them because they'll give me heartburn. Know what I'm saying?
Me too.
So what's interesting is Bud Light Seltzer.
So he makes us drink this shit.
Do you remember they did that whole campaign? Bud Light Seltzer, Bud Light Seltzer. Bud Light Seltzer is out now. They did the whole thing through the Super Bowl. It only produced $44 million.
I guess they didn't win on that one.
Too much seltzer
No, I
competition.
honestly think they spent at least that on just advertisement alone. And Cape Line Sparkling Cocktails came in last on this list at $33 million.
33 million. Wow.
And for those crazy ones out there that like Four Loko, that came in with $140 million.
Oh my God.
The Bud Light Lime Ritas, those are really, my sister
They're
drinks
actually
them
pretty
all the
decent.
time. That's $203 million, right above Red's Apple Ale, which came in at $192 million. Even if we got the last on the list at $33 million, That's $33 fucking million. We need to have our own seltzer.
Yeah. Put it together in our own bathtubs.
Clueless seltzer.
Yeah.
They'll say, what's in it? We'll say, we don't know.
2cluelessdudes.com/merch.
Yeah. Boom.
Get thirsty.
/get thirsty.
/thirst.
So
now I have to make those URLs later.
But
yeah, can you make that a promo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that shows that White Claw is the law. Is really what that means.
White Claw is the law.
I guess it is.
It really is. It is.
I've never had one. I feel like I'm a schmuck.
You know
I
what?
agree. I think
There's a lot of bubbles. It's bubbly.
It's bubbly.
We just got to be careful how we deal with the authorities. Because the Tongan man has pleaded guilty to trying to bribe a police officer with chicken and corned beef.
Nice.
Oh, that never works.
56-year-old Philly Ta'ai was arrested on drugs charges last July. While in custody, he offered the police officer a box of chicken, 3 kilograms of corned beef, and 3 plastic bags of sweet potatoes for his release. The officer immediately reported the bribery attempt to his superior. What a dick!
Yeah.
I know.
It's not like he's offering you money. He's like, bro, that's all I got. Let me go. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Excuse me.
You know what? It's
for
funny.
offering
When
a
I was a
snack.
police officer, I stopped a girl for
I think
DUI.
Jennifer Wright likes White Claw.
And she offered me sex to let her out of her DUI. And I had a partner, so I obviously didn't do it. Now, if I wouldn't have had a partner, I still wouldn't have done it. But at least you thought about it just then.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is there's layers for sure.
I mean, you got to think it's at their discretion, anyways, right? Whether they
It
take
is.
you in or not.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey, you know
What's
what?
wrong with a little quid
Never
pro quo?
forget that. When you get pulled over, it is always police discretion. Never forget that. You don't have to
Split
get a
roast.
ticket.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to jail. It is police discretion.
it is police discretion. It's true. That is true.
Yeah, you can sweet talk that shit a little bit. It's on the table.
You know what? Here's another business that we should have got into. How we missed this business? He should have used donuts. Yeah, donuts would have gone a lot further. And then
You know
Jennifer
what?
Wright
Cops
says
actually-
basic white girls like White Claw, and it's true.
Cops actually get offended when you bring up the whole donut thing. So don't be like at a peaceful protest and be like, hey, cops, you want some donuts? Because then all of a sudden somebody's going to get
donuts.
slammed on the floor, and all of a sudden it's going to be a thing.
Well, aside from seltzer, this is what else we should be doing.
Okay, what you got?
Let's see. The arrest of Justin Thomas Strasberg, 35, who is listed as homeless in police documents today, cleared up 8 recent cases of theft, according to a police affidavit. Let's see here. So this is what he was the police say a man who was being hired to install garage doors was getting his supplies by stealing garage doors from other homes under construction.
Yes.
So he was basically, robbing Peter to pay Paul.
What happens? It happens.
I'm gonna be honest though, I can't even be mad at him. That's kind of genius, right?
No, it's true.
It's
kind of a dick move, but
it is a dick move. I'm not saying it's not a dick move, but as far as dick moves go, it's fairly intelligent. Other than the whole getting caught thing.
Stealing.
Like, how do you steal an entire fucking garage door? Yeah. You know what I mean? I get
In
stealing
pieces.
I get stealing somebody's newspaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
package off the door.
Yeah, or doormat.
Oh God.
But you took their entire garage door.
Yeah, but you got to understand, it's probably not like here in Vegas where you have a community being built and you have a security driver driving around making sure that appliances aren't walking off and garage doors
I guess
aren't taken off.
Do you realize how long it would take to uninstall a garage door?
Yeah,
How
it's
break
an
it
hour.
A
down?
lot of unbolting.
A lot of unbolting and some electric work too that you got to deal with. You know,
Yeah.
for sensors and whatnot. That
Yeah.
just to me, that sounds probably like it was more work than it was work.
I know, it's like you might as
I
well
agree.
buy one at that point.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know how I.
That's
feel
the
about
lesson. Just buy a garage door. Oh my gosh, it's that time.
That was impressive. We actually hit that at the exact same time.
Oh yeah, when I hit the other noise, it was.
That was impressive.
Parallel
I like that.
Folks,
We're tied in
please.
together. We got the
TwoCoolestDudes.com.
Thread
Go
of
to
the cosmos.
YouTube, subscribe. The more subscribers we have, obviously, the better. We're just trying to get that YouTube up and running.
Ring the bell.
A lot of big things going on. RadioVegas.rocks. Download the app if you'd like. You can listen in anytime. Also, feel free to leave us any type of review on what sites do they leave reviews on? Some site.
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. That would
Let us
be-
know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong.
And
See,
Spotify.
Jeff. And we got big things coming down the pipe. Great things are going to be happening here for Two Clueless Dudes. It's going to be a blast. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Stay tuned for, if you're listening on RadioVegas.rock, stay tuned for David Reed Watson. He has an incredible show. Really awesome music that he plays. Most of it through wax comb and harmonicas. You're going to enjoy it. And kitten farts. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yo, kitten
See
farts.
ya. Have a good weekend.
Woo! Boom. Next week, folks.